Greetings of peace, love, and harmony. I am Mandy Samosi, also known as Ocean Banke. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Last week, if I do this correctly, last week's video was on the river, and I broke down 5 stages of the river, right? And these are things that I've learned. I went to the river every single day. Rain, cold weather, river flooding, it did not matter. I was there every single day for about 2 to 3 years. And I learned so much about Oshun. I learned so much about the river. Oshun is the river and how it flows, what it means, etc., etc. And so I know I said I was going to be starting a podcast soon. For now, it doesn't feel in flow to start on full blown with the podcast. So what I'm going to do is continue to drop videos weekly, once a week. I've already recorded 2 other videos. You'll see them come up with you as time goes by. So subscribe, notification bell on. Stay tuned, stay in tune, please. This will be a beautiful experience. Today, we're going to be talking about mastering ebb and flow. So more river talk. I am so grateful for this opportunity to speak on this because I don't necessarily have a lot of opportunities where I can talk about my experiences, especially when it comes to Oshun. And this is one of those things. For me, she assisted me with accepting the ebb and flow of life. And I touched on it very slightly a little bit in the previous video, but I'm going to go more in depth now. In that previous video, I said things like, how are you when you manage when things are in flow? How are you when you see when things go or stagnant? Because the river sometimes it's like it's raging or it's in a nice constant flow. And then there are times where the river is real low and she's just trickling on. How are you in both of those settings? Oshun helped me to understand this energy because I am a woman who is Black. So spoiler alert for those who didn't know. And I lost my job last year just like over 600,000 women did. They track government jobs and it's like, oh, over 300,000 women. If you look at, I was not in the government. I'm not a part of that government number. I'm another woman who had a job who got pushed out and left the workforce. Over 600,000 Black women left, right? And I went from a flow to a huge ebb. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Even now, as I sit with you, still kind of going through that ebb because I have this business going and I'm learning how to bring in cash flow and trusting that cash flow is going to come to me. I'm still having to learn how to trust the ebb, right? Trust that trust the ebb. Trust the ebb, as they say. And so that to me is where I really am in this journey, right? And so I am able to not lose my mind as I'm going through this because of the work I did with Oshun all of those years, because of how I have learned to embody that energy through those years, right? Because nature, when you study nature, even if, again, Oshun is the river. So when I studied Oshun, I'm saying I studied the river. I was there, present with the river. Like, it wasn't performative. I didn't have to there were times I did put on my video and I was dancing by the river and you could have saw it if you was on Instagram back in those days. But that's not happening anymore. But back then, it was happening, okay? So I had a time at that river, being there for hours at that river. And I learned, she just instilled in me so much information. So what I learned about nature in general is that it just is. Nature doesn't like, oh my God, I'm just trickling right now. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Like the way we are with anxiety. Nature doesn't start trying to like do this, do that. It just It responds by what is. Like, okay, so I guess my riverbank is going to dry up a bit. So then the trees around it, etc., they'll begin to morph and change. The bugs and the fish begin to just like, go, I gotta go somewhere else where there's more water. Like everything shifts, and there's no anger there. There's no there. There's no frustration there. It's like I'm about to get a bit morbid, but it's like, you die, you die there. Like it's just because nature, there's life and death in nature, you know? So it's just those things happen, and I don't have to be overreactive to them to the point where I'm losing my mind about it. Ebb and flow is a natural part of life. If it can happen to a river, it can happen to me. And it taught me to not feel like I can hold on to stuff or like I am owed anything, because a river whose natural essence is to have water flowing can sometimes dry up and not have water, so it loses its essence of who it is. Who am I to think that I am a job? Who am I to think that I am money? Who am I to think that I am this thing that I've attached myself to? No, I'm just gonna flow. I'm just gonna flow and allow things to happen. Ebb and flow. At times I will be exactly who I say I am. And at times I'd be like, you know what, I need to rest and I need to lay down. And that's also who I am. Wholeness. If we truly embrace our wholeness, that's my 2026 word of the year, by the way, wholeness. If we truly embrace our wholeness, then the ebb and flow of life and things coming and going out of our lives and us needing to be rah at times and meh at other times, meh. Like that will truly be what wholeness is. And so for me, that is what I learned about the ebb and flow and embracing the ebb and flow. I won't allow this video to get too long. I don't want to keep you too long. Again, I'm going to be posting once every week on this channel. Click the link in the description for goodies, how you can book with me, connect with me for readings, for coaching, for cohorts, for community. I'm available and always willing and ready and able. I also have free offerings as well, because it is always important to give for free. And if you follow my Substack and subscribe there is a lot that you can receive for free. Peace. I love you. See you next time.